What's up, everyone? Welcome to Finance with Tony. I'm Tony, and here we're sharing ideas about a frugal lifestyle. On the background, you can see a tram, in Novosibirsk city, and also on the background you can see an entrance to the Central Park of Novosibirsk city. An entrance to the Central Park of Novosibirsk city. It's also, if you look at the left, it would be an opera theater, or the opera theater here in Novosibirsk city, and also in this video I'll try to show you the office, the building of the building where the building where situated the office of my company this time around. Today it's afternoon. It's 1:30 p.m. In the morning, in Monday afternoon, and on the opposite side of the street you can see some building with quite an unusual exterior. I guess it's an old building. They have outdoor dining as well, as you can see, wooden constructed outdoor dining. It includes a bank. It includes a couple of restaurants, and also look at this element. It's like if you're my friend, you can usually recognize you can easily recognize that this element usually it's on the top of this building. Usually this style belongs to the Russian Orthodox Church, and so just as a matter of fact, so I did the observation of this street before. It's called Yadrintsevska Street, and also on the background you can see the House of Composers. The House of Composers. I believe it was it says that this building dated back to the 1911, just 3 years before First World War took place. So on the background you can see, I'm not really sure what it is. Let's give you the scope. Here is a typical, just a second. Here is a typical Uber in Novosibirsk city. The average price $2, $3, $4 per trip. Actually $2 or $3 per trip. I'm not fully sure about this building. It doesn't have any shells. So on the right side it's restaurants. The building that's full of restaurants, and also I did use the video before, just check it out. I mean particularly about with observation with details of this building, and also Rome holidays. On the other part of the street, it's also restaurants and different food, and also we have traffic lights here with the exact time, how much time do you have to cross the street. Here was a hospital during the World War II. Also, on the other part of the street, on the other side of the street, we have some restaurants, shops, boutiques, and so on. This particular building was part of Soviet infrastructure. It's like cooperatives, and it was it is dated back. This building on the opposite in front of us, this building in front of us dated back to the era of new economic politics of communists in 1920s. Let's go for it. So we have just few seconds to cross the street. Here we have. So it was the era of new economic politics of communist government, because after they took a power, they realized that they can't meet the ends, basically economically, as a government, and first decade after communists took over, they made, it's a typical coffee shop, small coffee shop. They made this buildings. Basically it was new economic politics with some elements of capitalism, like and this time around, for instance, Henry Ford was involved in the interactions with Soviet government or Russian government, with interactions with Russian government to promote production of Ford Motors, Ford company. To make the long story short, constructivism in architecture style. Constructivism with those elements was on the background. You can see the same building, but in the after some repairment, you know, it's more. It looks more freshy, and it has some, I would say, modern. It has more usual modern style, but anyway, it's originally it was constructivism building. It was a building in constructivism style, and on the background you can see this arch. Let's go closer. You can easily find this building just from the going from subway station, Lenina Square subway station. Here you can see some nice elements. I mean, it's a graffiti, actually. It's graffiti implemented to the old design, and that's what we have. I mean, I'm sure that it's not an accident. It's actually was with the permission of property owner, for sure. This time around, it's just a good move to make this place better, and it looks better, and make this place better, and with probably rock bottom prices. I mean, for design. Oh, here's a nice bicycle. Actually, it's a lot of details. It's an Irish pub, by the way. On the background, it's an Irish pub, and Novosibirsk has typical European culture, and you can see some details. Even though it's relatively young city, just 100 years. I mean, taking into account the history of Russia and the history of Siberia, by the way. The history of Siberia with cities dated back to the 16th century, 400 years. Cities here in Siberia, but Novosibirsk has just 100 years history, but nevertheless you can find some elements, details, and so on. Here's just fruits and also Russian pancakes. Russian pancakes, pretty famous chain of pancakes, and you can trust this franchise. So on the background you can see you can rely on really affordable prices, like maybe $2-3 per pancake, with jam, with different, actually various types of pancakes. So here's the Trudovaya 5, or maybe we would say Labor Street 5, an old building. And my actually my desire was different. Back to the to the point. We are in the center of Novosibirsk city, and near the opera theater and so on. And I'll go to the building when where situated our office here, the office of my company that I founded in back in the 2013. So here's I call this like Narnia path or something like that. I mean, it's just relatively it's just interesting way to go to the office near the with this greenery. I'm not fully sure you can see, but it's actually under my head. And in some years actually it was in both parts, you know, they built this they built this fence after we rented the office in this building, and that's why it's not so it looks different as before. But anyway, the building is actually I wouldn't say this building looks really interesting or bright or something like that, but it was the first building in Novosibirsk city with bathroom. Sorry, this one. With bathroom, because if you are familiar with the history of bathrooms in Europe, I was in Vienna in the Hofburg Palace, and it was the first building in Europe where in 1870s, I believe, or 1860s, was the first bathroom in Europe. This building on the background is dated back to the 1929, and it has some elements. Actually, this building is protected by government because it's if you can see, it's it has elements. It's originally it's a constructivism, and it's still constructivism. It wasn't repaired. It wasn't reconstructed. It's original exterior of constructivism buildings in Novosibirsk city. I understand that probably it doesn't look like something sophisticated, I would say, or something like that. But anyway, it's a first building with bathrooms in apartments in Novosibirsk city. And so it was, like I said before, it belongs to the framework, to the time frame of new economic politics, and the current office of our company, Magjan Promo, based here. If you are my friend, you know that I left the company like 1.5 years ago. We sold our company to the major player in Russian advertising market. I mean, Blondinka company, the Blondinka company. They are the major player they are one of the major advertising agencies in Russia. Here we have some place like so playground for soccer or basketball. Pretty convenient for to have an office in front of this playground. So it's a lot of greenery outside. You know, it's difficult to make proper perspective on this area, but there's also some playground, and it seems actually a little bit different, and comparing to the time when we rented the office. But anyway, it's a good part of good piece of infrastructure here in Novosibirsk city, and it has quite a spacious. It has many parking spots, usually available parking spots, which is important. There is one of the factors for our employees. It has also some graffiti, but rather ghetto than something interesting. And also in this building, by the way, also we have some children hospital, a hospital, public hospital for children, but I wouldn't say it was like criteria to make a choice. So lastly, I'll show you this nice bike, and also I'll finish this walking tour with probably this place. I can show you walk in the wall. Interesting. And here's also some interesting place. It's called 13 fish restaurant. You know, it definitely has something to do with here's a Habib, you know, if you recognize in the on this machine, Habib. So back to my point about Thursday. Fish Thursday was a regular schedule for cafeterias, for fast food during the communist era. You know, like 1 day per week during the communist era was a Fish Thursday, called the Fish Thursday. In all cafeterias and fast food during the communist era, in Thursday, people served with people could buy a fish and fish dishes with the fish. So here's a Lenin Square on the background. If you are my friend, you know this. You already know this. It's really noisy outside. Sorry, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry, I have changed the perspective. So here's the Lenin Square. Really, the center of Novosibirsk city, and opera theater with Russian ballet and so on. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below. It's really noisy outside. Sorry, guys. Have an awesome day. Have a great one. See you.